Well, it's Tuesday. Just had a nice visit from Metro Code's new property standards chief, Mr. Jim Mackdanz. Sorry. He told me that this mudding and flooding of our property, our church tithe barn here at 1455 Neely's Bend Road, was not something that I couldn't legally stop from the illegal flow and the illegal drainage of mud and flooding from this neighboring property, which obviously has flooded our asphalt paving area, even to the point of pooling. It has covered our entire paved parking area here. You can see the pavement, the asphalt under the mud there every time it rains. Now they have done a grading here. It's obvious that the water is flowing down from this ditch and coming across our land, so we dug this footer. We're going to pour a retaining wall here to preserve our property from being damaged any further by this illegal Metro's failure to enforce codes. You can see they've done recent grading to change the elevation of their property, all with the blessing of Metro. It's very obvious that that elevation has been changed from that elevation on the other, across the fence area there. The same owner owns both properties, both these houses here. So there's no silt fences, no erosion control, and our church, Layman Lesson's church, is forced to build a very expensive retaining wall so that we can stop the illegal water flow and mud flow onto our property because of failure of codes to enforce codes. Now, Mr. Mackdanz walked right by this pipe and said that was not his problem. You can see that pipe's pouring water from the adjacent construction site, and he said, well, I don't know what that's attached to. That might be attached to anything, we don't know. And I said, well, nobody's been interested to find out, evidently, on that property owned by the wealthy, rich neighbor next door, who tried his best to have our tithe barn condemned. If this is, see the recent tracks and the grading that has been done, it's very obvious that the elevation was changed in such a way that continually damages our property, with flooding and mud covering our asphalt paved area. I'm standing on asphalt paved area, and the mud is just ridiculous. So we're going to build a retaining wall, and Metro can issue a stop work order or whatever they want to, but we have to protect our church property. It's been 6 months of this mudding and flooding and no concern over our property except holding us to standards that they won't hold the adjacent property owner to. By the way, this is our property line right here. Got a marker, so we're in compliance with our footer for the retaining wall. We were given a stop work order because our tithe barn needed a lockable door to secure the front of the building. We put that installed a lockable doors on the front to secure the opening in the building, and the Metro property standards say we had to have a building permit to do that, which is not required for a barn. And this is a tide barn, used exactly for what I just said, a tide barn. Storage, which is the same use it's been for the last 35 years. Now we're under a mandate to secure the building, but because we did it with a door, a lockable door, we're being persecuted for that.